Hello there everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, my name is Nicolette Electra. I'm your humble and gracious-ish host, here today. And I wanted to talk about a topic that people just don't talk about. They don't talk about it. And it makes you feel bad because you don't see people talking about it. And when this stuff happens to you, you wonder like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? And that is firing clients. Yep, you heard it right, firing clients. Every time I mention this to people, people look at me like, you do what? Or you do what? What? And let me explain, okay? Firing clients, what I mean by it, right, is you are working with somebody, right? And they just aren't very compatible with you. You don't get along very well. Things are being communicated properly, and that's on both ends. Maybe it's on one side, maybe it's on both, I don't know. But all in all, just the collaboration isn't working. And instead of sitting there and just trying to fuss through making the other person mad, you say, hey, guess what? I will be the bigger person and say, hey, best of luck on your journey. Go find somebody else who can do this work for you, because I clearly am not a good fit, and I wish you the very best of luck. And that is firing clients. In my entire career, I have had to fire 2 clients, so I'm going to give you a few little brief synopsises of those situations, how I persevered, and what the key is in every situation like this. So the first one was more subdued, right? A client came to me wanting to photograph a very small item, like not very small, but it was like, it was kind of small. And at the time, all I had was a 70D to photograph with, and 70D was great. I have no complaints about it, but the new camera is a lot better. But shooting with the 70D and with, I had like a 24 to 50, 17 to 55 millimeter lens. I would shoot it as close up as I could, and the photos were coming out with the slightest bit of grain, like the slightest bit of grain. And every time I would send the photos over to the client would be like, yo, there's like fuzz all over the photos. And so I reshot it again, I got a different lens, shot it again, and every time I would shoot it, it would be like, hey, it still looks like this, hey, it still looks like that. And I was like, you know what, listen, I don't want to sit here and disappoint you, because I feel like I'm disappointing you over and over and over again. And instead of having you be flustered and feeling in the waves, I just want to say, I can't do the job. I'm sorry, I can't do the job. I'm clearly not doing the job, and I don't want to waste your time if you have deadlines to meet. I want you to find a photographer that can do the job and can get it right. And in that situation, go find them. You know what I mean? And saying that with the nicest tone, like not in a rude tone, obviously. But that was one situation that I did have to fire the client and say, hey, look, I can't work with you. I'm sorry, I can't do the job that you want, and this is what's going on. The second situation was a little bit more complicated. There was like misunderstandings on both sides, and just became like muddy. The client asked for one thing. I worked on doing that one thing, and then once I delivered the photos, it was like, no, I wanted this, that, the other done as well. And I was like, okay, but like, I thought it was only like this. And no, I want all of this. And I was like, okay, well, that was never discussed, and that's not, well, I thought that was included. It's like that, well, that's not included. So, and then, you just trying to find a middle ground. And I remember there was one point with a specific client where they were like, I was like, well, other than these 2 tweaks that you want to fix, what are your thoughts on the rest of the photos? Like, if I fix those 2 things, what are your thoughts on the rest? Honestly, I'm not impressed. Tell me something specific. Like, I want them to be cropped a little bit more. I want them to be a little bit more this. Can you make them a little brighter, etc. It was like this person just like spat all over and said, all these images you just like edited for hours and you worked on, like, they're all trash. So I don't like them anyway, but just fix these 2 things so that I can be quiet. And I was like, okay, like, number 1, I'm not gonna be disrespected like that. Number 2, I don't appreciate the way that you're talking to me, because you're not talking, you're yelling. And number 3, it looks as though we can't find a middle ground. And to me, it's hard. I would like to find a middle ground, and that's why I kept in communication with this client for a bit. But after that last conversation, I was like, I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. And so I just messaged this client back and said, hey, I'm not the right person for the job. I apologize. Thank you for this opportunity, but I did everything that I could according to what I thought this job description was, and never heard back from the client. it's okay, it is what it is. But it was tricky, and I'm someone who's very soft, and I don't like confrontation, and I do not like to not please people and the work that I do. I like to make sure that everything comes out great, and sometimes, especially in the first situation, if I feel that I can't deliver in a way that will please you, I don't want to sit here and just keep us lollygagging and me, you know, continuing putting this, that effort into it, and then you just not be satisfied at the end. I'd rather you find somebody else, work with them, get the shots that you want, and keep it moving. And that's it. And that's basically what I mean by firing clients. And in those two instances, that was basically what had to be done. Now, through going through both of those situations, I learned a lot of valuable lessons. Number one, everything has to be written. With every client interaction that you have everything in writing so that there is no, hey, guess what, can you add this? No, because that was not agreed upon in the original contract. So number one is that. And number two, communicating. Communicating is important on both ends, especially on your end as the freelancer. Communication is key. Hey client, this is what I'm gonna be able to do. This is what I'm not gonna be able to do. Let me include this, that, the other. I'm working on this, give me another day. I'm working on that, give me a few more days. And I think that puts the customer at ease, puts the client at ease, and thinking that, hey, you know what, this photographer or this freelancer really cares about me, and I appreciate them updating me and communicating to me throughout the process. Then communication is key. Even in those tough conversations, saying, hey, you know what, you're asking for this, that, the other, I can't even deliver that. I apologize, it's nothing against you, it's just, it's either not agreed upon or it's beyond my capabilities. I don't know how to satisfy it. So communication is key, having everything written is key, and I think that's gonna help you not have to be in the situation where you have to fire a client or be in that sort of situation with a client. So I hope that this helps you, and if you had to fire a client at some point, like, please don't be afraid to mention it. Don't be feeling ashamed, depending on how you kind of went about it. Maybe you feel ashamed, I don't know. But just know that you're not the only one, and every now and then we all, as freelancers, deal with clients who are a little bit more tricky, and you just have to kind of figure out how to, you know, move within that space with them so that you don't have to fire them. And then if you do have to fire them, just be as nice, polite, courteous, all of that type of stuff that you can, so that you can at least maintain a decent relationship and there isn't any fire breathing going on, you know what I'm saying? But hope this helped you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let me know down below what you guys thought, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.